Hi guys, Royce here from Smith, and today we're back in the workshop, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make your own bungee. So I'll run through you guys with the tools I'll be using. You can see I got a scissors, got a lighter to burn your excess line when you're done, and of course your preferred line. And in this video we're going to be using the Salvimar 200-pound line to make our bungee. Alright. So you can see here, I have one already pre-made. It has a snap pigtail swivel, and you can see the Salvimar line. So we're gonna make one exactly like this. And the rubber I'm using, this is a Rife 9.5. This is actually for the pole spear or your Hawaiian sling, but this is perfect for your bungee. So let's start off. You can get your line, and then you want to burn the end so that when you come to push the line in, the nylon that's not yet melted won't grip inside the band, and it'll go through the band smoothly. So yeah, just go ahead and burn it a little bit, and then I'm using a hand soap so that when I push it through the rubber, it slips right in. So yeah, you can see here. Put your line in and run it through, and there you have it. So go ahead and tie your first loop. Just a regular loop will work, and you won't be needing beads since the band itself is only 9.5 mil, and the knots from the loop is big enough to hold when you come to tie it. So there you go, and then work on your other end. Now if you're going to be using swivels, you might want to make one of your loops, doesn't matter which side, but at least one of them a little bit, make the loop a little bit bigger, so that when you come to install your swivel, it has enough room where the rubber and the whole bungee can pass through itself. So I'm going to make this side of the loop a little bit bigger. And you can check compared to your first loop. So this is a little bit bigger, and then this will be the side that's gonna run through the swivel. There we go. There you have it. And this is the distance the bungee will stretch. You can see. Then go ahead and finish off your last loop, cutting it and burning the excess line. Keep in mind, you always want to fluff up your excess line so that when you burn it, it burns smooth and it's easier to burn, and then you can use your lighter to seal the burned excess line, and that's pretty sealed. Alright. You can put away your line, and then this is the really important part. I usually keep the bungee in the center, and then I would grip both ends and give it one hard pull, which will make both of the knots from the loops go inside. So take a look, gripping both ends, pulling it hard and quick. Just like that, and there you have it. Both of the knots from the loops are in. Then you can go ahead, get your tying line and tie the constrictor knots on both ends. So we're going to be moving the frame from this shot to the edge of the table where we have the screw installed. In a previous video, how to make rubbers, I showed you guys that if you're working on bands, you could just get a screw or a nail and make sure it's in the wood properly, so that when you come to tie it, you can do it on your own. So again, make your constrictor knot, 2 loops. That's the first loop, second loop, and then separate the 2 loops. Get the first line, run it in between the 2 loops, just like that. Let it come out. Same with the other one. So going from the outside, running in through the loop next to it, just like that. And then it should look like this, like an X. And then you can put your bands. Put it onto your bungee band. Then adjust. You can always adjust your position of your constrictor knot before actually tying it down. So yeah, this looks good. And then you want, yeah, just like that. Alright, now get your screwdriver. You could use a plier, but I like using the screwdriver. Tie one side of your constrictor knot on your screw. Just a simple knot will work. And same on your screwdriver or your pliers, whichever you're using. Simple loop again. And then go ahead and pull, give it some tension, and then move the bungee to the left and to the right. Again, if you're unsure if your constrictor knot is tight, to find out is when you're unable to turn the band anymore. You can see here, it's pretty tight. The band is not moving anywhere. So that means that the constrictor knot is tight. You can get your scissors. Cut one side, giving it some space so that you can burn the excess off later. Same thing on this side. Now get your lighter. Fluff up some of your excess line and go ahead and burn it. Then you can use your lighter to seal it in. Same on the other side. Use your lighter to seal in the burnt excess line. And there you go. We're going to do the same thing on the other side of the bungee. So that looks good. So we're going to get us some more line. And when you're using your tying line, I like to keep a knot on both ends of my tying line, just so that when I pull on it, it doesn't slip. You can also burn it, but I won't do it. I keep knots on each end of my tying line, just like that, so that when I come to tighten down the constrictor knot, it won't slip and come out from either my screw or my screwdriver. So again, let's make our constrictor knot. First loop, second loop, and then pinching it together, separating the 2 loops. Our first end goes into one side and out, just like that. Same with the other end. One goes in and out the same way. Alright. Now you can get your bungee, insert it onto your constrictor knot. Then same thing, adjust the position of your constrictor knot. There you go. And now we're ready to tie it down. Alright, so once you get one side, tie it onto your screw. Same thing on your screwdriver or plier, whichever you're using. Yeah. Just tie a simple knot. Now if it's too short, I can just adjust it. And then tie your knot. There we go. Now do the same thing. Give it some tension. Move the band to the left and to the right. And if it doesn't move anymore, that's how you could tell your constrictor knot is fully secured. There we go. Get your scissors. Cut it off. Cut some off. Get your lighter. Fluff up some of your excess line. Seal it with your lighter. And then once you have both ends tied, you can get your screwdriver again, and we're going to mount it onto our screw here, and then just give it a stretch so that the line inside the bungee is settled in. So yeah, just like that, and give it some stretch. There you go. Now, whichever is the longer loop, and in this case, it's this one right here. It's this one. That's what I'm gonna use the swivel on. So you can get your swivel. In this case, we're working with a pigtail. And just run it in. So this is why I wanted the loops to be bigger, so that the whole bungee itself can run through it. Because if you make it too small, it won't fit, just like that. So you're basically taking the bungee and running it through the loop. And there we go, just like that. And there you have it. A bungee ready made and ready to use. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.